Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final round coverage of the FPO at the Memorial Disc Golf Championships. Thank you to Discraft and to GK Pro for giving some really awesome FPO coverage. My name's Madison Walker.
And I'm Missy Gannon.
We are in round 4, the final round of the day. We're on our second round at Vista del Camino. We get to watch Paige Pierce attack this course again. She has a commanding 8-stroke lead over Jennifer Allen. Henna Blomroos just on Jennifer Allen's coattails. 4 strokes is not much to make about here, and Eveliina just behind that. These are all some big bomber ladies. We throw a lot of distance drives off these tees at Vista del Camino, so we're going to have some fun watching today.
Hole 1 is a par 3, 284 feet. Again, a triple mando. You got to keep it a little low, and you will get some skips if you do, keep maybe a fairway driver or something a little lower. You want to just keep something super straight. There are trees to contend with on the left side, so if you do hyzer out a little bit, you might have to make a putt right around that tree on the left side of the basket. But for the most part, we're throwing mids or maybe a fairway driver or even a putter for some of these ladies. There was a little bit more wind today. There was actually this crazy little wind tornado that came through Tournament Central just before my round started. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I got caught in that tornado in the parking lot.
Crazy.
Paige gets it way up inside Circle 1. I was standing at Paige Shu's van, and I heard something behind me and turned around. Grady yells for me to shut the door. And I just took it head on, moved through, ripped the Disc Golf Strong tent up in the air.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was insane. Jen catches an early tree, but does make it through the Mando. Unfortunately, she will not be able to capitalize on this birdie hole. Henna with her trusty Rock 3 that she's throw over and over again this week and last week. She'll be on the edge of Circle 1. Nice to see Eveliina back on the lead card. We got to watch her at Las Vegas last week, and I think we will see a lot of her every time she is at one of the events in the United States. Maybe gets a little bit, gets a few nerves.
She probably said something like, "That was great."
Oh, I didn't. I thought Jen hit the tree, but she actually hit the Mando, it looks like.
Yes, she did.
Oh, no. Eveliina catches a bird in a different way.
Yeah, unfortunately not the bird that she was hoping for.
After that awkward angle, Jen's going to have to accept her bogey.
This would be a big putt to start off the final round.
Catches it a little nose down. Henna's straddle putt is so interesting because it almost looks like she's falling forward. And the disc comes out super nose down. So these elevated baskets are kind of a challenge for her, but we will see her correct and throw more of a hyzer. No. Ooh. She knew immediately.
Yeah, a little misrelease. She almost looked like she didn't take too much time on that putt.
She's confident on the green.
Yeah.
So easy mistake to make. 3's not bad. Very surprising to see no birdies on hole 1 from our lead card ladies. Moving on to hole 2. It's a 369-foot par 3, flat the whole way. No real trouble to get in besides the trees that are surrounding the green. They're all around Circle's edge, and they definitely will come into play once the ladies get down here and start putting. We'll just see a few distance shots and hopefully some long birdie putts. For this final round at the Memorial, there was a cut that was made. The top 40% of the field is playing today. So all of the stats that I'll be giving you guys are going to be a little bit of a smaller sample size.
Paige throwing a Zeus out there. It looks like she probably wanted to hang it out a little wider. She didn't look stoked with it out of her hand, but I thought it looked great, but I can see why.
Big old flare skip.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Mm-hmm. She was putting a lot of action on that disc.
Henna going destroyer, trying to get that nice skip. That'll be just inside the circle, and she should have maybe a little tree above her head, but a good look at birdie.
Yeah, she's really comfortable straddle putting, so she should be okay. Eveliina gets really nice flex on it. Oh, but it doesn't quite stable out. The wind was sort of, would you say, left to right cross on this hole just a tiny bit? It looks like it's pretty calm, actually.
A little calm, but it still gives you some stuff to think about, and sometimes you just overthink it a little bit. It was kind of up and down all day, and actually towards the end of their round, and some of the other rounds, but specifically their round, it gets pretty windy.
Eveliina just chooses to pitch up. That low ceiling was a little too encroaching on her putt.
Paige a little high from her circle 2 bid.
Eveliina with more of a stagger stance to get herself off of this tree branch. Capitalizes. What a great birdie putt.
Great birdie.
Even just a little teeny tiny hill, Paige always drops down to a knee, gets herself closer to the in line with the basket. Seems to work every time. Jen for par. One birdie on the lead card, kind of surprising from hole 2.
Yeah.
Maybe just off to a little bit of a slow start. It's the final day. We're all tired.
Hole 3 is a par 3, 360 feet. Almost a similar line to the last hole. I think you're going to see a lot of these women go big hyzer way over to the right, try to hit that hill over that culvert fence there and slide right to the basket. This really no danger. You can flip something over. It probably won't come into play. And then if you get any sort of early release, there is a cart path on the left side, but I think we're going to see a lot of big hyzers out of these women.
Wonder what the guy on the green is doing. A little jig.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot from Henna. Oh, no.
That's the only thing. And actually, I was surprised, that was the first time I think we've seen that happen so far.
Is that culvert out of bounds? Of it? It's played in years past. The concrete inside has been out of bounds, but
I didn't even think about it, honestly.
hopefully it's not, because I feel like that would be kind of junky. No, actually, it is marked on the T sign that it is out of bounds.
Wow.
Eveliina throws her whole body into the shot. So fun to watch. Goes through the bars, it looks like, and is parked.
It's perfect. Jen throwing it nice and high. She'll get a little bit more of a flare skip, but she's just at edge of circle 1.
Paige with a really long layup. Puts it under the basket, no problem. Henna with a long birdie putt. Looks like she's focusing, but she's giving it a soft bid.
Yeah. This is one of those higher elevated baskets, I feel like. I don't know, maybe it's just because it doesn't have the Disc Golf Pro Tour lighthouse thing that maybe it just looks a lot taller.
No, it's definitely taller than any of the other elevated baskets out there.
Yeah, you can see these ladies are around, 5'2", 5'4". It's a tall basket.
Jen's almost on tippy toes. One birdie on the lead card. And that's the only birdie on the day from the smaller FPO field. But those are the best ladies in the world. Paige still, of course, hanging on to her lead. Katrina's kind of sneaking up behind Eveliina, but right now our lead card ladies are really holding solid to the top 4 spots. Hole 4 is another par 3. It's very similar to hole 2 and 3. Wide open, flat, 381 feet. This one has a much bushier tree to contend with as you get down towards the green. We'll see a lot of these ladies throwing hyzers around this tree. There's also a flex line and a line right down the middle that are much more narrow and bring the OB line that's on the left into play a lot more. So we're going to see some more hyzers. We're going to try to see some more people really trying to meter how their disc is landing on the ground on the super fast green. Eveliina probably flexes it more than she wants to, but she'll be right outside circle 2 with a wide open look at the basket.
Henna going with that trusty destroyer, nice and wide. Gonna get a good skip to the basket.
Wow.
Great shot.
380 on a hyzer. Very impressive.
Paige going Zeus. Wow, that almost looked identical to Henna's throw.
And lands pretty identical.
Wow.
Worked.
Great shot.
Almost aces the shadow basket.
Literally identical again.
Yeah. A little wider than the other two, but that's good because Jen is sometimes a little bit, she comes in a little hot. She puts a lot of spin on her disc and has sometimes a tough time getting it to land, and she'll end up left of the basket pretty often. So it was a great adjustment from her. Eveliina chooses to just pitch up. No. A little low right. Nice birdie from Henna. I think these 3 holes, even though they're pretty wide open and simple and uncomplicated looking when you look at them from a tee sign, I think these are some of the holes that really separate these 4 women from the rest of the pack. I mean, these are holes that not everybody can reach, so they're basically looking at 3s automatically. So it's pretty cool to see some birdies on the field and know that these women can pretty much take all 3 if they want to.
Hole 5 is a par 3, 340 feet, a dead straight shot. There is a path on the left that's out of bounds, as well as some trees that you can definitely get tangled up in. But you just really need to stay left of the Mando tree, which we are passing by right now. And it's another elevated basket, so you just want to throw something super straight. Hopefully, not get too many big skips. There are the 2 trees by the basket that will, come into play if you go a little long or left or right on your putt.
Henna with the tee. Looks like she's holding her trusty rock 3 again. Looking for it to flip a little bit, but it gets tangled up. And it looked like it was hyzering anyway, so that tree might have been actually a good thing.
Yeah.
That Mando tree's scary. Paige is not afraid of it, though. Pushes it.
Yeah, she went Tour Series Buzz. She'll find herself a little bit, pushing the edge of circle 1, but, she's got a clear shot to the basket.
It looks like Eveliina throws something a little bit faster. What's that?
Yeah, it looks like a TL3.
Okay, Champion TL3. Love that disc. It's one of my favorite discs in the whole world. They go dead straight. Jen slides up there to inside circle 1 with a beautiful looking shot.
That was great. That was a Jen Allen T-Bird.
Nice. She knows that disc pretty well. Throw something a little floaty, but she gets up and down with her P2.
Mm-hmm.
Eveliina with the Classic soft run at the basket, elevated pin. Jen catches low again, just inches off of a couple birdie putts. Henna saves the par, even with kind of a long tester putt.
Yeah.
Paige a lot closer than I thought she was. Did we maybe? Oh, we maybe missed an approach or a missed putt. She'll tap in her par. Looks like a round of pars from the lead card.
Oh my God.
Eveliina and Henna stayed with Jen last week, and I believe this week as well. So they have a good time together, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Went out to dinner with them and Callie McMorrin, and it was a lot of laughs.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't even imagine.
Hole 6 is a par 4, 783 feet. This thing is a bomber of a hole. It's wide open, but there's enough trees where it kind of simulates a wooded fairway. You really do have to pick your line and commit to it, because if you're off by a little bit, you can get tangled up very easily. There's out of bounds all the way down the left-hand side, and an out of bounds line that kind of weaves down the right-hand side and pinches in as you get close to the basket, and actually wraps around the green as well, right at about circle's edge.
Yeah, there's a fence wall on the left-hand side, but it stops, just to separate the fairways. And so the first tee shot, I feel like you feel a little more comfortable. You're not going to go out of bounds left. But then once that fence stops, you're like, okay, it's pinching a little bit. There's no fence to kind of give me some backup. So.
Yeah, there's no backboard.
Yeah.
Every man for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to see mostly hyzers off the tee here. There's a lot of space to work with over there, especially if you can get over that sticky tree that's a little bit lower. And once you land out into where they're all landing right now, it's in the middle of the fairway, and it gives you a pretty wide open second shot. I feel like they're just all doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. Hey.
We're watching a bunch of disc golf robots. And they're killing it.
Yeah, no.
Killing it. They're programmed well.
Eveliina's opting for a forehand, it looks like, which is a great play, especially when you're this far in the middle and sort of leftish. It's a nice, safe play. She has a great forehand, and that's a perfect landing spot.
Is that a destroyer again?
Yes.
That was like mash for a forehand. Paige opting for the backhand sky hyzer over the trees, looking to get way down there. And she finds herself inside circle 2.
That is, I believe, the OB line right there, but she stopped short of it, thankfully.
Henna far enough left where I think she has an open shot as well. She's opting for the sky hyzer over the trees. Plays with the ceiling a little bit, but she's inside circle 1. See the wind kind of starting to pick up. You can see the branches on the trees moving around a little bit. We'll probably see these ladies disc up. Surprised to see Jen not going for the sky hyzer route.
Sit.
She catches an edge on an accidental thrower, but comes back into bounds.
I feel like wooing this morning.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just said into the bounds. So I don't think I'd rather have a woo morning than whatever morning I'm having. Nice, easy pitch up from Eveliina. She's so good with forehand approaches.
Great.
Looks like her TL3 again. Jen has a little tree love. Pops her right out on the green.
Yeah, smart layup from Paige. There, the OB does wrap around the back.
Eveliina's still going for it.
Hey.
Catches the band. Super good bid. Even for the best ladies in the world, this hole averaged at almost a little bit more than half a stroke over par. Ooh. This hole plays challenging, especially in the windy conditions.
Yeah.
As we get down here closer to the open road.
And this course spans so much land that I feel like the wind was kind of doing different things. Even if you were walking in the same direction, it just depended on what was around you, buildings, and there were some open spots that, you would feel more of a crosswind from the right.
Totally.
So you kind of had to make a judgment call, even maybe potentially change up your game plan a little bit.
Yeah, you even adjust in the fairway sometimes.
Yep.
Great recovery from Jen for the bogey, and we'll see a bunch of pars tapping in. No birdies on the day on this hole, not surprising. Moving on to hole 7, another par 4 at 645 feet, a lot shorter than the last par 4 we played. There's out of bounds on the right-hand side with the sidewalk, and there's a bunch of trees on the left-hand side that you really don't want to get mixed up in, because the last tree before you get to the green is a mando, and the further tucked left you are, the more difficult it is to get to the basket. This sidewalk that runs through the middle is not out of bounds at all. It just plays as casual, and the basket is elevated to add a little juice to the screen. Let's see, Henna's hair is whipping in the wind. It was getting a little gusty here. She catches an early tree trying to throw a wide hyzer. It's going to make this hole a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Especially with the early mando tree on the left that I forgot to mention. Paige flips something way over, probably pushes the right out of bounds line more than she wants to, but it'll set her up for a wide open second shot. Super smart play.
Yeah, it's hard because, like you said, you don't want to end up in those trees on the left, so you got to kind of push the out of bounds on the right if you're throwing something overstable, which the wind was definitely up, and I think a lot of these women are going to throw something with some stability. Eveliina should be fine. She's just on the edge of that tree line, so she might still have a nice wide open hyzer.
Thankfully, with it being a par 4, she's still easily going to be able to get her par. It just might take away the birdie opportunity being way over there on the left-hand side.
Right. Jen will be looking at a similar second shot.
Henna having to go around that mando tree that she has not yet crossed. Kind of a pitch-up shot. Catches some pollen on the tree, drops down low. That effectively was equivalent of missing the mando tree, the way she had to pitch out. I mean, she's sitting right by the mando, basically. But she gets way down there on her second shot. She looks like she's kind of left of the mando tree again.
Yeah.
Might have to throw, I can't quite tell what her line will be, but I feel like she's going to have to throw a pretty sharp hyzer. Eveliina had a tricky run-up, but still really keeps her form nice and in line. That was an unbelievable throw alongside that tree. It's like she almost slowed her timing down. It looked really awesome.
So you can see Jen must be way more obstructed. You can see those low branches right above her. So she ends up having to go stand still and still goes so far
Holy cow.
down the fairway.
Take the birdie out of play. What am I talking about? That was amazing.
Paige out wider, and that's a nice straighter look at the basket. She's coming in a little hot.
Grabby grass right there.
Yeah.
You never quite know out here when you're going to hit a patch of slick grass or a patch of thick grass. Eveliina gives a little half bid for birdie. Paige with a long look. Looks like she's going to run at it. She's got some room to play.
Yeah.
I have a feeling she's probably thinking about trying to get that round rating a little higher today. Might as well run at some birdie putts.
Yeah, she's, I can tell you with certainty that she's thinking about ratings at this point. You know, there's still a lot of holes to play, but when you have this kind of lead, you know, she didn't want to get comfortable.
Yep.
So it's really easy to do when you do have a lead like that. So at this point, yeah, she's had 3 1,000 rated over 1,000 rated rounds, and she's trying to do that again.
She's trying to give the people what they want. They want to see some birdies. Jen's struggling on the green, just a little bit low again. She'll take a par, no problem. It was a really amazing approach, though. Bummer to see her not capitalize on that. Talking smack? Yeah, who knows? Hole 8 is a par 3. It's very steep downhill, 360 feet. You can bail out to the right by the trees lining the water and pitch across for your second shot, or you can run straight at it. We'll see most of these ladies running straight at it. There is a drop zone to the right by those trees if you do not cross in bounds on this sort of an island green. I guess it's technically an island.
Yeah.
The sidewalk is out of bounds all the way around the backside. It's windy today, so this hole is a lot scarier than it was yesterday.
Yes.
Looks like Paige still throwing something low speed.
Yep, mid-range. That's a buzz.
Wow. Beautiful.
Perfect.
That's amazing.
I almost feel like, too, when you get up to that tee pad, the wind sort of picks up at your back. I believe it was sort of like a taily wind. That hill protects you a little bit when you're down below it. And so that gives you a little bit more to think about.
Eveliina throwing something a little faster. It's a little bit more turn and a lot more fade on it, but she'll be right outside circle 1. Jen throwing something that looks pretty overstable. Oh, no. Almost catches a spotter. Bounces off a tree branch out of bounds, but she crossed.
Yeah.
Because she last crossed in bounds on that side, they will be able to both play it from she'll be able to play it from over there and does not have to use the drop zone. Henna will be way to the left, but safe.
Ooh, go. No. That was a great bid by Jen. She was definitely looking to capitalize. It's final round. Mm-hmm. This is not a super scary green once you're on it, as long as you're not looking at the water. And even then, you have a lot of room to work with.
Henna only 1 stroke behind Jennifer, too, and I'm sure Jen's paying attention.
Yeah.
And wanting to hold on to that lead. I think with a combined 12 to 15 strokes, Jen would have a lot more birdie putts. She's been just a hair low every single time.
Yeah.
Eveliina with a great par. Jen taking an unfortunate bogey, giving herself a little tap on the head.
What I'm most excited about this season is just to play. I was playing 40, 30 tournaments a year for 12 years, and then that came to a complete halt. The most important thing I've learned is just have a little bit more patience. With patience comes more success.
Hole 9, par 3, 324 feet. Kind of low ceiling and sort of tunnely as far as, what we've seen so far. This definitely has some of the most trees to contend with, but really you're just trying to push that ceiling a little bit and hang it out a little wide or go straight at it, but there is water really tightly to the left of the basket, and then also that path on the right pinches in as you get to the green. So I think we're going to see some mid-ranges and or drivers, whether it be fairway or distance drivers. Paige, after getting the only birdie on the lead card on the last hole, is up first.
She's comfortably hugging that right-hand side, which is a really impressive play because those trees, if they, kick you down, you're immediately taking away your opportunity for a birdie. But she's comfortable hugging them. I think we'll see Eveliina throw a little bit more of a straight shot at the basket. Looks like she's grabbing her TL3 again. Gets tangled up in some early branches, but they might have been a good thing because it looks like she was kind of careening towards out of bounds. Mm-hmm. TL3s do land pretty soft, though. And on this screen, you really do have to meter how your disc is landing because it 100% will skip out of bounds on that super fast green.
Henna going rock 3, a little wide. Looks like she's getting a tiny bit of fade right inside the circle. She'll have a scarier putt, but we'll see if she takes a run at it.
Yeah, with her nose down putt, it seems like death putts wouldn't be as much in her head. Jen flexing something, relying on that flat landing, and she's thrown that absolutely perfectly.
Yep. Jen Allen T-Bird.
It lands just right at the right angle. Eveliina comes in a little hot with her approach, gives herself kind of a longer putt than you want for par. Oh, no. Paige for birdie. Boom.
There we go.
GK slow. Eveliina to save her par. Oh no, she knows right out of the hand. She's coming back. Oh, nice bird from Jen.
Great bird.
Eveliina coming back, trying to defend a title from last year. She was our 2019 Memorial Champion. I feel like it could add a little bit of nerves if you're not used to defending titles, which I don't know how many people are.
Yeah, unfortunate bogey for Eveliina.
And that will close out our back nine. Paige has extended her lead to even more than the 8 strokes we started out with. But Jennifer Allen and Henna have a tight battle for second place. Eveliina falling back a little bit as she struggled through the front nine, but there's a lot of birdies left on the back. I'm Madison Walker.
And I'm Missy Gannon.
Thanks again to Discraft and GK Pro for the awesome ladies coverage. Please come hang out with us on the back nine. Let us know your guesses on who's taking the lead if you don't already know spoilers. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. GK Pro will be following around us a lot this year with the Pro Tour.